So beating hardcore is supposed to be difficult. Or the hardest mode, I suppose. Which it is, otherwise it wouldn't be called hard mode, right? Now, a lot of people have been saying Kront is the worst character in the game, and that getting to 30 on the hardest difficulty is quite tricky, and it is. But allow me to show you how I've done it on the worst character as well. First of all, make sure that you have a character you want to play it with and defeat the game with. We're doing Kront for the sake of argument, to prove a point. I prefer Scotty, or a lot of people prefer Maris, the ranged character, the only real ranged character in the game. But we're using Kront with the starter trait, the first one you get, I believe. Not the first one that I unlocked, at least, to prove a point. I do have full mythic gear. There's no, like, weird dragon on it, like I have with Maris, who has a bunch of interesting stuff. Where's my dragon? I know I have a dragon here. Yeah, here on the necklace. The amulet, the Onyx Dragon, one of the most broken things to start the game off with. Now, we have pretty basic mythic gear on good old Kront. We have the God Rage, which doesn't really do a lot. It's just a meteorite. We do have a Half Moon, which doesn't do a lot because it's sickles. But the things I'm mostly after is alterations. That's like the first thing you need to get on gear. Alterations. This way you can kind of force the gods that you want, which is very important. Because certain gods are suboptimal. Let's keep it at that. In the current patch. So I'm looking for alterations. I'm also looking for sustain. In this case, we have chance to heal and kill on the God Rage. We don't have anything special. We do have XP as well, which is very, very good. More levels, more power. Once you have alterations, you're looking for sustain. We do have a little bit of sustain, but not an exceptional large amount. We are very beefy because we are Kront. And beyond that, we're looking for, indeed, abilities, preferably like the dragons and such. In this case, I just have God Rage and Half Moon. So the only thing we really have plentiful of is alterations and a little tiny bit of sustain. That's it. That's all we really have right here. So we're going to look at how we're going to survive on the level difficulty 30. At top left, you can see difficulty 30. And we're going to make it work. It's going to be quite tricky because we are missing a lot of the interesting pieces. Now, this is one of the gods I do not want. The two best gods that are mandatory, if you don't have a... Well, that are mandatory no matter what you do. Right now in the current patch, if you want to get anything comfortably done, are Time and Mort. This is Lady Justice, which is going to be my third god that I want, because we don't have a lot of sustain. We have the one item that gives us a little bit of sustain, but we don't have a tremendous amount. Also, we're going to get attacked often, so reprisal might actually be quite good. So what we're going to do is, I am going to I'm not going to banish. I'm going to reroll to see if I can get a higher quality one. Instead, I'll pick up the Celestial Wings, because that means we are not going to get the dodge rolls on Mort or Time once we hopefully roll into those. Alright. Now, I'm going to show you the entire playthrough, just so you know that I didn't casually edit the video or something, just to prove a point. But we'll see what we can do. Once again, this is lightning we don't want. We do want you. Now, Warped Strike remains really good for leveling, even if you don't have Gem High. But Gem High remains quite potent even after the nerf. In fact, it's the only way that I know of in the game that allows you to get some reasonable, respectable movement speed. Because the attack debuff, or the movement speed debuff while attacking is insane. Not a big fan of it myself. Lightning. Yep, the K-pop star wishes to continue. Let's see, this is Fate. Let's roll again. Okay. So we don't really care too much. I'm going to banish the Purification. I'm going to take Divine Shield here. Alright. Hopefully, we can get more soon, because that's going to give us the damage scaling we desperately need. 60% more gold doesn't really do much for us. Now, normally, I would love to actually keep going and find these permanent buffs, but honestly, until I have the permanent scaling of Mort, I'd rather just level and see what I can do in terms of power. We understand. We get another Time here. We don't need another Warped Strike, so we're going to do this. Alteration Ritual is actually surprisingly good. because we're going to level quite a bit. And once you set up everything, you're going to level at least once per minute, and the buff will last longer than a minute. So you're going to have this stacking power effect of random boom, which is going to be really good. That's the God Rage, by the way, that meteorite that you just saw. It has some early game uses, but I think the proc rate is too low. And I'm not a big fan of the random element of it, because you want to be able to have some control. Oh, I don't like you. I don't like you at all. Ooh, that's purple all the way. Nope, we need Mort. We need Mort. Gem High, okay. That's good. Gem High is fine. Alright. As you can see, we're already attacking a little faster. We're getting a bunch of lightning powers because of the alteration boon that we have. But we still have no Mort. And without Mort, without the Mayhem and Soul Stealer combo, which is what I typically want to use, it's going to be a tough battle. It's going to be a very tough battle indeed. Ooh, Summoner, we don't need that. I do like Force. Gives us a little bit more pull, which will help make sure that we get as much XP as we possibly can without having to backtrack. And helps us stay with the Gem High. And there she is. My love. My queen. And we start off immediately with a Mayhem. That's incredible. We're going to nerf, or at least banish Necromancy, because we don't want minions. We don't care about minions. So we have the pieces. We have all the pieces we want. We have the ability to get Gem High, which helps us get more attack speed and movement speed through Warped Strike and Force. We have Soul Stealers as well right now, which we actually want to get manually. So we are constantly cursing enemies, which will then allow us to get Mayhem damage scaling. All the while, we're also getting random buffs and increasing our attack area. Which, of course, makes sure that all our hit effects and our XP, as well as our defense, because you can hit melee, melee can hit, or any basic attack can remove projectiles from the enemy, given enough attack speed, which we will get. But this is pretty much the base build right now. The only thing we're missing right now is the Soul Stealers from Mort natively, but that's okay. We'll get there. Okay, Critical Strike. We don't care too much about Critical Strike. Dashes become longer. We don't care too much about either. I'm going to do a quick dirty reroll here. Attack faster. Yes, we do care about that. Attack faster is not only damage, it's more procs, it's more XP, it's also more defense against projectiles. And if you have on hit healing, which we unfortunately do not, we have on kill healing, it also has more healing. There's a vampirism trait you might be able to pick up, but you can't guarantee that. I believe that's a legendary power. And legendaries are very far and few in between, sadly. Because a lot of the most interesting stuff is in the legendary power section. Alright. Lady Justice. Ooh, let's pick up a blue inner piece to have some base regen. Every single time we level up, you see that we also get more life, which is interesting. So we are going to need a bunch of regen to be able to compensate for that. Now, since we are going to be melee focused, there's a lot of good traits that are going to be normally not be as useful unless you're dealing with a bunch of ranged units. Oh, and there is a wave in the game that kills me quite a lot. They have a bunch of homing missiles. And then because of the difficulty scaling, they have additional missiles and also additional speed on those missiles. Very frustrating. And yes, I am playing, as you can see, pretty much with only one hand. Just the one hand. I am using auto-attacking all the time. Not a problem. I'm going to take a purple reprisal here, because that will help me with one of the waves that I absolutely despise, which is that homing projectile wave. If you know what I'm on about, yeah, it's a nightmare once you scale everything to max difficulty. We're 4 minutes into the run. We're level 10. As you can see, it's more than 1 level per minute. So those boons are stacking. Very lovely. Ooh, another purple inner piece. We'll do that, sure. Yeah. Getting an upgrade there. And because we have the boons early, The lightning boom. It's quite lovely. The lightning is weirdly louder than everything else. Have you noticed that? I do apologize if it's a little desynced in that sense, or the volumes are a little weird. Lightning is just very flashy and very loud. Can't fault it. Lightning is supposed to be flashy and loud. But it is what it is. Nice, another level. Okay, so I'm actually going to banish the wisdom here, which is not what everybody recommends. Time field, I have a love and hate relationship with it. I'm going to do a reroll here in an attempt to get a higher quality one. Deadlock is going to make sure that all the buffs we have last longer, including any abilities as well that have a duration that we are going to get through the boons. And once we get up Soul Stealer from Mort, hopefully this time at some point this year, because we haven't really had Mort yet, and I'm starting to sweat it just a little bit, because we don't have any damage scaling without curses. We should be able to have those minions, those summons, also last longer, which means they hit more units, more curses, better scaling. You can see how that's going to ramp up to 11. Getting a consecration is not a terrible notion considering what we're going to do, and we're going to be very bulky. Protection is going to make us more tanky, which also is going to reduce the cooldown reduction on Divine Shield. I'm going to go consecration. Just because part of this build, in spite of it being melee, we're going to get hit, and we're going to be into the thick of things, and that's partially what the build is going to be about. Infinite scaling, infinite survivability, infinite tank. That's the idea behind it, which is why I think it's such a funny idea, or such a fun sentiment, that a lot of people think that Kront is one of the worst characters, yet he is the only character that I first tried Dracula on. Maris took a little second, Skadi took a minute. Kront just walked up and completely bested him. It's delightful. Another inner piece purple. I'll do that. It's too much value. Most traits can only go up to level 5, and then they start increasing the quality. So getting high quality items right now, or high quality picks, is going to really pay off in the late game. There are certain traits that can go beyond 5. It's a little confusing to use. Or maybe I confused him with the skill up, because you have the ability to level it up, and also the quality goes up. So it's quite curious. Okay, as you can see, if they hit us, they do take a lot of damage, which is lovely. Look at that, 1,000 damage right now. But as you might have noticed, if you have a discerning eye, no Mort. We are lacking a tremendous amount of Mort, and I am not happy about that. I do have Execution right now, and I still have Mayhem, but only 2%. That should be way higher right now. We're 6 minutes in. The longer we don't have it, the more problematic it becomes. Alright. The Barons are always a problem if you don't have Soul Stealers, and this time we did not luck into them, which is unfortunate. We do have a lot of tank, and as you can see, we are stunning them. We have the dodge. We have triple dodge. So if I don't get stun locked by talking about the dodge and actually press the button, we should be okay. Triple dodge is really good because they have all separate cooldown reductions. Now we are quite tanky. Kront's very tanky. And as you can see, we are healing. It's very good. We can remove some of our attack debuff by dashing, which also will give us a little bit of iframe. The skeletons are feeding us the gems for more attack speed. Through gem high. Very lovely. There we go. So we have everything we need. It's just the damage right now, so if we don't find it soon, it's going to be a very interesting Dracula fight. We're actually going to have to deal with mechanics. Okay, yes, let's do another Deadlock purple. Absolutely. Very good. Let's pick up the item. Curiosity. Your life has increased. You attack faster. Curiosity is not a bad option, but I'm going to go with attack faster. I don't care too much on this build for any drops, because I do have passive regen and on skill healing. Okay. Oh boy, that archer is doing my head in. Let's do its head in. Okay. You can notice that there is a damage problem. Let's see if we can turn that around. I do not seem to be getting moored by any means. I'm going to try to lock into him. I did not. Let's do another reprisal. We might have to get creative. Let's do attack faster. We might have to get creative. I was going to show you guys the power of Soul Stealer, which is the strongest ability in the game right now, by far, due to its percentage health damage. It can wreck bosses, while also being the biggest steroid for your damage scaling through Mayhem, which is doing nothing right now. One of the things that I'm afraid is happening is that because we have the boon, Alteration Ritual, we did not get access to the Soul Stealer because we took the Alteration boon too soon. I think there's a bug or some kind of interaction that prevents it. I'm not sure. Maybe not. I'll take it. I'm going to banish... Am I going to banish Sickle of Mort? No, but we definitely need Soul Stealers. Alright. As you can see, we also have a red dragon. That is from our wonderful Alteration Ritual. He's going to be with us for a little while. I think of a little under a minute, or maybe a little over a minute. We did pick up some duration extension. Alright. So we did get the Soul Stealers. If we can get a bunch of them and get anything that supports it, we're going to be more than okay. Time Field Blue. You know what? Maybe it's time. No pun intended. The problem why I don't like Time Field... Ooh, nice. I'm going to banish the Ravens. Soul Stealers, very good. The reason why I don't like the Time Field is because it doesn't work against the projectiles of Dracula, which is the only ones that I'm really scared of. So I feel like it's always a wasted talent, kind of. But since we are kind of behind also on the damage, why not be safe? Safer than sorry. Alright. So far, so good. We're slowly ramping. Things are happening. We're 10 minutes into the run. And as you can see, I am expected to take some damage, which is why Lady Justice is so lovely. Oh, this is mean. I'm actually going to take Execution. Because it gives us more XP procs, which means better gem high, and possibly a few more levels. Normally you want to get that early, because the longer you have the XP bonus, the more you benefit from it, obviously. But you can't always choose what you get. We did get a lot of things out of order, but that's okay. It means if we win, it just means you have a lot more wiggle room on the supposed quote-unquote worst character than other people might have given it credit for. Alright. As long as you get Mort and time, you'll probably be fine. You do have the option to change that if you have a lot of sustain on your gear. But make sure you get alterations first, because alterations allow you to control the gods of your build, and that's more important in my opinion. I'm going to do Consecration because I'm high health. Okay. And if we're going to start taking damage, it's going to be good on the return. Consecration is kind of a weird thing, because the better you play, the more avoidant you play, the worse it is, right? However, I do like it on Kront. He's the only character I really like it on. Knight's okay too, but I'd rather typically do a different build on the Knight. Ooh. That is tasty. Getting a Master Deadlock, which also increases the duration of Ritual and Time Field, and our buff. I have to take that, right? Like it's a Master one. Our dragon has left us as well. But that's okay. Here we go. We just lost our ramp, but we immediately get it back. Very good. You can see that our auto attack is also taking out most of the projectiles. That's what the attack speed comes in handy for. More attack speed, also more chance to proc Soul Stealer, which means more scaling. Inner Peace red. Yes, please. Let's go. We have more than a passive health. Yeah, we're just going to be able to tank everything. Let's go. Let me actually test it. Let me just sit still for a second. The true Vampire Survivor experience. Alright. The future. Mort, where are you, darling? I need you. Deadlock 96. Orcanek Blue Force 2 is also really good. It's a master, though. It benefits the team, or the build, too much to have duration. Alright. I hope that we can get some more Mort soon. Because it is working. We're at 21, but it's not working fast enough. We need more. We need more. Well, that's a level 5 Deadlock. Which means I don't believe we're going to get any more Deadlock right now. Not that we need it. Because that is a lot of Deadlock. 120% duration. That is insane. We are going to have a lot of scaling through the randomized trait. And I don't mind just face tanking these ghosts as well. Look at that. They're taking massive damage. I'm tanking this supposed dangerous boss here. Yeah, I'm taking damage, but it's going to be fine. We're going to heal it back up. Oh, nice. Soul Stealer. Very good. More souls. Now, I do believe if you have no more options to get from a god, they do give you now a different god you still have options for. I think they fixed that. Once was the time where I banished an entire god and I kept getting the god, but I was just not getting anything. Nothing popped up, nothing showed up. It was wild. Just wasted levels. Because you had the audacity to use the in-game tools. Alright. So we are going to just casually roll this. Nice. A pink fury. An epic fury. More than 10% more attack speed. That's perfect. More procs. More defense. Our levels are increasing, so our attack range is also going up. Which means more defense, more chance to hit a greater large of minions, or a greater amount of minions. It's all good. It's all coming together. It's all coming up front. Unfortunately, with this build, Soul Stealer is your primary source of damage, and as you can see, it's not doing a whole lot right now, because we're still missing proc chance. We're still missing the amount of Soul Stealer. But we are healing, and as you can see, I'm standing next to the Necromancer, and his projectiles most of the time don't even hit me. That's how good of a defense Kront has built in. There you go. Hopefully, we will be able to get more scaling. Yes. I need more Soul Stealer. Sickles of Mort seems interesting, but I need Soul Stealer. Alright. Because right now we are at 32. It's not going too well. Anything good here either? Legend offers? Alteration dice. This is a good relic if you have a starter relic. Because it's 3 alterations, a bunch of life. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Legend offers are nice, but I think you have better options there. That's pink and that's nothing. Okay. Unfortunately, the lack of damage is showing. But we can fix it. We'll fix it. I have faith. It's going to be fine. Because if you end up being a little tankier, more so than a little bit more damage, that's okay. You can endure longer. You have more damage time, as opposed to being able to destroy everything. And we're not in any danger. Most of the time my Divine Shield is also up, right? And since we're not evasion based, we'd have no real problem with that. Because Divine Shield ignores evasion. We also have our Time Shield for additional defense. Which means that projectiles are pretty much impervious Or we are pretty much immune to projectiles because we attack faster than projectiles can travel, right? Except for Dracula's projectiles, which is the unfortunate thing. Ooh, a master reprisal? Alright. A lot of these skeletons in the end game, we are creeping up on them. And you will see what I mean with them. They're typically during or just after this wave of all the soda can knights. Yep, there they are. See those green bolts, how they home? Super annoying. Luckily enough, our build is pretty competent in dealing with them due to the reprisal. But we still want to jump on them if we can. If they do hit us, which is very likely, our Thorns effect will deal with it. Not a whole lot of action happening here. Let me... I guess I'll just do a live. Why not? Right, trying to take care of them. You kill one, two show up. It's like a Hydra. I hate it. Ooh, pink Soul Stealers. Yes. Big duration on the Phantoms. Which is very important because we also have the massive duration increase from our time. So as you can see, lots of Phantoms around. It's starting to come together. And we only have 3 minutes left before the big bad comes out. We are level 30, rushing to level 31. So hopefully we can get a nice couple of boons before we go into Dracula. And then we can finish it off quite nicely. Alright, let's do Luckier over Sickles, because Luckier increases the chance to proc our Soul Stealers, which are the #1 thing, right? The Sickles don't do much except for maybe possibly giving a little bit more XP due to the attack change we have, but not really important right now. You just have to make amends with what you have been given. Alright. Let's see. Lady Justice. Level 4 Consecration. 2,650 damage? That is wild. That's a lot of damn. Very good. Dracula is gonna break himself upon my body. How much defense do I have? 52 damage reduction. A little low. Makes sense because I didn't take the Lady Justice armor buffs. They were always white, pretty much. Go. The ice skeletons are also really, really awful to deal with when you are dealing with level 30 difficulty. It is one hell of a problem. Yep, because they freeze you. And that's scary. If we weren't so damn tanky. Ooh. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take the protection here. Because that just buffed our... Yeah, buffed us to 55.8. While also increasing the cooldown reduction on our Divine Shield. I'm hoping to get a couple of good blessings. Oh, we have one giant wave coming in. This is typically where my FPS goes to die. So get ready. Come on. A lot of things happening. You can see the power of the Soul Stealers and how long they last. There's the timed shield. Even the range units are dying because the Soul Stealers are just finding them all out. And the more enemies die because of the Soul Stealer, the more powerful we become. The more damage will die due to the Soul Stealer, the more powerful we become. It's a wonderful combo. Alright. We have 10 seconds before Dracula shows up. Let's grab another level.
The Reaper does not...
You know what? A pink Sickles of Mort. Let's do it. It's fine. Take a quick look at the damage scaling. 273. Sub 300, unfortunate, but still pretty respectable. Still pretty respectable. Here he is. Okay. Yep, that's what I was looking out for. As you can see, he is slowed, but the projectiles are not. So you have to be very careful. Okay, we don't have gem high until the minions show up. Okay. We have 3 dodges, so we have a little bit of wiggle room. Oh, I dodged into that. Okay. That's why I like Divine Shield, so I can dodge one, tank the other. He's out of my range right now. Problematic. Okay. We built tanking for the explicit purpose of dealing with the damage here. So we don't even have to worry too much about tanking. The minions in the last 3 minutes have a lot of damage bonus. Oh, he's already dead because of Soul Stealers. That's it. Did we get anything good? Not particularly. Well, it's not a bad bonus XP thing. But yes, that's it. That's how you kill Dracula on supposedly the worst character in the game. Oh, look at that little inner piece at the end there as well. Very zen. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Mort, time, and then if you don't have enough regen, go with the Lady Justice. If you do have some regen on your gear, or enough regen on your gear, if you feel comfortable with that, you can do whatever you want. I would still take Lady Justice though. It's pretty good. Frost is also good for damage scaling. But yeah, look at that. Soul Stealers, 1.6 million. And we got them quite late. Warp Strike, nearly 1 million. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane how good Soul Stealers are. Just do that. Follow the build. You'll get there. I promise. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully this gave you some kind of direction in how to beat difficulty 30 on the Star Crux. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night. Take care. I'm out.